Dub in the chat. I love you.
The Indiana Fever have accomplished what many thought was impossible just 3 months ago. For the first time since 2015, they now stand for games above .500, and they did it without Caitlin Clark on the court. The real surprise, despite expectations of a struggle without their star player, the Fever shattered for franchise records in a single matchup against Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings. Even more impressive, two players who weren't on the roster at the start of the season emerged as the unexpected heroes of this remarkable run. Want to know which records fell? Here's a hint. They involved Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, and the newcomers Ari McDonald and Chloe Bai. Fever fans, drop a comment saying, "I've got the Fever," and show your support.
The 100 win over Phoenix. Stephanie White called that a big win. They were outstanding. Mitchell,
come on.
The former Dallas Wing, Natasha Howard.
Nobody was looking for this. We think Kelsey Mitchell's going to shoot, but that is the play to make right there. Nobody in the passing lane.
Most people expected the Fever to collapse without Caitlin Clark, but what happened instead felt nothing short of magical. Picture this. It's August 1st, and Clark is sidelined for the 6th consecutive game. After suffering a groin injury back on July 15th, with no clear timetable for her return, the Dallas Wings step into American Airlines Arena, home of the Mavericks, with Paige Bueckers determined to turn things around after her team had dropped 8 of their last 10 games. The stakes couldn't have been higher. The question lingered, could the Fever keep their winning streak alive without their star leader on the floor?
And went around a season high. How have you been able to find that rhythm of your scratch?
I think it's been about, we've had some practices, and I think practicing has definitely tuned us up, fine-tuning up as far as the details. We knew before All-Star that, the second half of the season is always about people making adjustments, people finding ways to stop what we have to do. And I think that on us, we try to do a good job of staying locked in at practices and shoot-arounds and all that kind of stuff to be where we need to be.
From the opening tip, it was clear what kind of mindset the Fever had brought to the floor. They weren't just here to compete, they were here to dominate. No hesitation, no waiting for someone else to step up. This wasn't about surviving, it was about making a statement. Kelsey Mitchell took command right away, attacking the basket with confidence, knocking down clutch shots, and setting the tone that said loud and clear, "We're not backing down." Mitchell finished the night with 23 points on 9 of -19 shooting, taking on the role that Caitlin Clark usually carries. She's been leading the league in scoring all throughout July, and this performance proved why.
14 20-point games this season in her 8th year. She also has a couple of 30s. And Mitchell trains the three.
Now have a little bit of an advantage in the paint, and they need to keep doing that.
That time, Dejanay went for the steal, and Mitchell kept it away from her. Would not have taken that call so gently, shall we say. Now, Kalani Brown was her buffer last year. Is Mitchell all the way to the hole?
So you stick together, communicate on defense. This is a high-octane offensive team.
Beautiful pass. Mitchell was so sure of that. After she passed it, she started running down the other end.
Paige Bueckers wasn't going to back down easily. The rookie standout answered with 22 points on 7 of -14 shooting, while also adding 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. She was the only Dallas player to hit double figures, proving why she's already viewed as a true 3-level scorer. In her first WNBA season, the result was a thrilling back-and-forth battle that kept fans locked in from start to finish. But the real twist came with the free throw numbers. Dallas attempted 25 shots from the line, compared to Indiana's 13, nearly double. Fans quickly lit up social media, questioning the officiating and accusing Bueckers of exaggerating contact to draw fouls. Even Wings head coach Chris Claines voiced his frustration with the referees. After the game,
game clock almost the same. Carrington, the spin move. No foul called.
The biggest setback came from DJ Ain Carrington. The reigning most improved player endured a night to forget, finishing with just 4 points while committing 5 turnovers. The low point came late in the third quarter, when she brought the ball up and fired off a rushed off-target shot that left fans stunned. Her struggles proved costly, becoming a key reason Dallas unraveled down the stretch.
Go to the basket here, but you've got to go up strong right there. Don't shy away from the defense because they will get out in transition. And Kelsey Mitchell doing what she does. Indiana up in Dallas.
When the final buzzer rang, the scoreboard told the story. Indiana 88, Dallas 78. The Fever had officially shown they're far more than just Caitlin Clark and a supporting cast. This was a team effort, proof they could handle the pressure and deliver in games they were expected to win. Head coach Stephanie White summed it up perfectly after the victory, praising her squad for stepping up and proving their depth.
You know, finding ways to get wins, and that's going on some scoring bursts. That's being able to rely on multiple players, getting stops when needed, making adjustments and continuing to grow. I mean, this is a group that's been resilient all season long, and I think that we have such quality depth that we can rely on one another, and rely on one another in.
Two players who weren't even on the roster 3 months ago have suddenly become the Fever's secret weapons. Enter Ari McDonald and Chloe BBY mid-season additions that no one expected to make a huge impact. These weren't blockbuster signings, they weren't brought in to steal the spotlight. On paper, they were simply depth moves, insurance, pieces to help keep the team steady. But what they've delivered has been nothing short of game-changing.
Very nimble on the offensive end.
McDonald from the outside rattles another three. That's her third.
Ari McDonald's journey feels straight out of a movie. At the start of the season, she was unsigned, with no team willing to take a chance on her. Then, on June 25th, the Fever offered her a rest-of-season contract after she'd spent a short stint with them on a hardship deal. Fast forward to the matchup against Dallas, and McDonald put up 15 points with 6 assists, running the offense, as if she'd been part of the squad all year. Even more impressive, it came right after her career-high performance against Phoenix, where she proved she could shine in big moments.
She should have looked up and said, "Oh, aren't you an all-star?" And Cunningham completes it.
That's what Indiana does better than anybody in the WNBA.
What set Ari McDonald apart that night was her natural point guard instincts. She had complete command of the floor, knowing exactly when to push the pace, when to slow things down, and how to keep her teammates involved. Coach Stephanie White praised her afterward, noting that McDonald brings a true point guard mentality and a clear understanding of how to impact the game. Kelsey Mitchell went even further, calling her a blessing in disguise for stepping up with the leadership the Fever needed most.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing with Ari is that she's dependable. And she's dependable not always for production, but she understands the impact that she can make in the game, and she understands how to do it. You know, starting it on the defensive end, pushing pace, dictating tempo, getting to the rim, creating shots for her teammates. You know, all of those things, and she's got incredible awareness. And so she understands when she's hot, and she understands when somebody else is hot and how to get them the ball. But I've just been really proud to see her confidence grow in our system and the ownership that she's taking in being that leader on the floor for us.